You don't want to be seen in public domain. So, hello everyone. We are live on YouTube as well as in the house in Zoom. We have some people in the room present itself. I think we just still in the phase of full moon is about to finish. This full moon is quite special. It's a Guru Purnima, or you can call it Teacher's Day, or which is in modern language, but it's about gratitude for experience the one have had, or anybody who have might created some awakening within yourself. You might hold them in your heart or thank them, because most of the time people's lives are so busy. When the life is busy, you don't know. So those days are created. One specific day, you remember the particular entity or particular person to have a grateful. But personally, I believe your teacher's day is every day. You are learning something every day new. If you are not learning, you are dead. So remember, if you start observing your day-to-day activities, if you cannot learn from them and the circumstances, you are not actually growing, you are not transforming or evolving. Guru Purnima was also a day celebrated that you waited for the whole year, the day you've been doing, living in an ashram or a monastery at the time, and you get initiation that day, because they're very auspicious today. There is many teachers we have in our life. Your first teacher, who teaches you survival, who teaches you how to speak. But some of you are fortunate, some of you are little discomforting, that people who does not have mother. But somebody else actually did teach them how to speak, how to walk, how to eat, how to communicate, how to be to surviving in the body. Your first material teacher, your emotional teacher is your mother. Then how to react, behave. Then it becomes a society that includes your father. Father is not that important figure. His mother is important figure. And whoever actually nourishes your childhood time, that is your teacher as well. Your parents are teacher. Then you have a society where your mind start comprehending, mind start collecting, gathering information, that you can call it conscious mind or borrowed mind, in my definition, that you borrow many different people, many ideas, many information. And then you try to relate with them, and you try to find a way how you incorporate them. So they are also your teacher. Then you grow along, you have the corporate teacher, your teacher who teaches you and how to survive in that conscious mind creation, then you have finally your last teacher who awakens you, who freed you, because mother is a teacher, but gives you lots of emotions, lots of entanglement, lots of limitation of the mind as well. Similarly, the society also gives you lots of limitation, lots of thinking, lots of control. So you feel completely claustrophobic. You get boxed in. You were born abundance. You were born with the previous karmas, of course, but still fresh possibility. Then you get enclosed and you get a wall built around you, so you get limited. There are teachers for you, also teaching you how to preserve yourself and how to be as a whatever you are in human body. Then you have a teacher how to live, how to create, how to do things, how to communicate, how to engage through your senses. Everybody who ever taught you how to engage through your senses and learn to express yourself, they are also your teachers. But all those teachers, you find them in a certain way, they created a box structure around you. So you feel slightly limited, not freed completely. So then you find a spiritual teacher. So Guru Purnima was not a every teacher or any ordinary teacher. So you don't go along looking for a teacher. Teachers appears when you are right, when you are ready. So on that day, you get initiation to your own self. You get awakened. You have a last teacher who freed you from all the limitations from previous life and this lifetime of emotional, mental, physical limitation. What you find liberation or salvation, or you can call it tapped back into your abundantness. And that is called Guru. That is called your spiritual teacher. So happy Guru Purnima to all of you. But remember, always be grateful for the people, not just only to the teacher who freeing you, but also to the people who actually created the limitation around you. Otherwise, you will not be confined. You will not have ability to grow. Can you imagine? You can't generate any energy if the water is flowing free. You create a dam, you create a direction, you create a flow. That's what other teachers have done. A spiritual teacher teaches you how to harness the energy from it and be free. So always have a gratitude, not just only for the day of Guru Purnima. You always have a gratitude for the people from day one, whoever you have learned from. Learning is not somebody can teach you. Learning and teaching is not teacher's job. It's your capacity, how you can progress, how you can observe the energy that given to you. And some teachers or some people, the friend, the family, in society, you may have found them very difficult, but still hold a gratitude to them. Because in that very gratitude, you will find a little bit of softness inside you. Have a gratefulness, you always remain in a state of gratitude for whatever have happened. Doesn't mean you let them influence. Your influence is actually come from you. However, whatever you like to implement in yourself, Somebody can give you the immense amount of knowledge, but if your capacity is only to channel 10%, 5%, 20%, the teacher only can be good for you for 10%, 20%. If your capacity, if you are open, if you are not judgmental, if you're open to receive, you might receive abundance. But remember, you have given a limitation from very early days. So mind is constructive and limited. So you only can perceive whatever your mind is allowing you. So till you free yourself from the mind, it's very hard to find a transformation or a liberation, however you want to call it. People ask many questions about my teachers. I have had many teachers. The person who taught me Tantra, the person who taught me the non-duality, the yoga, the meditation, the Kundalini. There's many people. There was one teacher always prominent in my life. Through his guidance, I learned how just to be. And some of the teachings that were done long time ago, now all of a sudden the seed was planted of the teaching in the right circumstances, and that knowledge sprouts. And that very knowledge, the teacher is still living through me. I will always live. Doesn't matter my teachers, my gurujis are no longer in the physical body. They have left this body or the physical body, but the teachings are still living inside. So the people, your whoever have taught you may or not be in the physical body, so you can't be grateful, cannot show your gratitude, you cannot show your respect to them, but still cherish their teaching and hold them close enough to your heart and try to walk on their footsteps as much as you can in your capacity. There was in a cultural difference to it, but usually in Eastern culture or Sanatana Dharma, the Vedic culture, usually the student give respect either by gratitude, but traditionally used to be on the ground, but it becomes an ego problem that I don't want to bow down to engage to a human body. That is actually an ego. It's not about bowing down or not bowing down. It's about gratitude, how much you have a gratitude, how much lower your ego is. If there was the other implementation, the people to touch the feet. I had at one time a teacher, and I grew up in the culture. I used to do the same thing to touch people's feet, to all my teachers, and to get their blessings. When they give the blessings, if a awakened person touches the hand on the crown chakra, you get the transmission of energy, because your crown chakra get what call it Saktipad or energy transmission. One day I was at I think might have been same story that my grandfather said, but also the guy at the Rajasthan and Gujarat border, and he lived in a cave. I met him. I went along, and I did the same thing. I bowed down, touched his feet. He just stepped back. He said, "Don't touch my feet." And I was quite shocked, because usually you see teachers and they love to get respect. They love to feel praised, and spiritual ego get pampered. But it was completely opposite experience I have had with him. He said, "You only touch my feet if you are willing to walk on my footsteps. If you are willing to take the knowledge that I give it to you and walk on the footsteps. Unless it's just the decoration, I'm not interested. Please go away." In that case, I told him, "Then I have to wait what you teach me." So I stay and learn and practice. Then finally, I like some of the practice. I said, can I touch if I only follow the 50% of the teachings? Maybe I'm not capacity at present to implement everything that what you're teaching in my life. Maybe one day it may grow and sprout. So he was laughing. And then I give my respect and left. There's many stories from my teachers. I can't go along about them because I'm in a moment of grateful for all the teachers I've had and all the teachers I have met. And most of the courses and discourses or the practices, I always say every one, nature is a good teacher, life is very good teacher if you are open to it. If you are not open to it, you might even have a most transformed living human being or the God or the demigod sitting living with you 24/7. If you are not open, you do not have a teacher. So it's not about what is it, but how open you are. There's a story comes from Mahabharata, and if you're not aware of it, maybe you might read about it. Krishna and Arjuna grew up together day in day by, and they were also a cousins as well. But in a time of battle of Mahabharata, Arjuna was disorientated. There's one word called King Kartabya Vimudha, somebody who is disorientated from their own actions of life. And out of that conversation within the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita comes out, which is a song of Lord Krishna. He keeps questioning whatever Krishna says to him, to awaken him, to tell him to go back to his karma. And Krishna is keep talking, and till Arjuna completely surrendered and get all this knowledge. Despite Krishna is living with him, driving his chariot, hanging out, eating together, day-to-day interaction are there. Till Arjuna completely surrendered and had a trust and faith in the guidance. He did not get awakening. He did not get the possibility to transform, to remove his disorientation from his karma or in a life. So always hold a gratitude. Even you may find it uncomfortable, even to your neighbors, even outside in day-to-day life. In gratitude is not for them, but actually it transforms you. It is nothing to do with the person who is receiving or to who you are having gratitude to. But when you are in a state of gratitude, it is doing something in your biochemistry that is actually helping you, not the person. My teachers, most of them actually left this body. I still have gratitude. It's not, they are not receiving it, but what it does, it have a effect on my bioenergy. So it's actually helping me or affecting me or transforming me. So whenever you are in a state of gratitude, whenever you are in a state of love, whenever you are in a state of kindness, whenever you are in a state of compassion, whenever you are in a state of surrendering, whenever you are in a state of trust, is not to do with the second party or second person. It is to do with yourself. So whenever you can find a moment, hold a little gratitude wherever, whatever you have learned, whatever you can, day to day. Every day, progress of learning. That is enough for today, for Guru Purnima, and I wish all of you the happy finding your inner teacher or outer teacher. But there's nowadays new word that I am my own teacher. You need to know first yourself, who are you? How can you be teacher? Your ugly mind cannot teach you. Ugly mind only can teach you ugliness. That's why it's called Sangha. That's why it's called association of dharma, association of like-minded people, where your mind can be influenced in order to grow. So you first creating yourself, finding yourself to make sure that it can navigate. Your life can become a teacher if you are willing to learn. If you are not willing to learn from the life, or if you're not awake enough to understand your senses cannot teach you. Your senses are in process of indulgence, they can't teach you. That you have to be awakened inside so you can understand your senses, build a relationship, and observe the interaction of the senses. Till that capacity, then you can say you are learning from the life. You have become your teacher day-to-day basis, but still guidance always needed. So different people have different approach. Next question I have today is how the one person knows is called Katerina asked, I think. I don't know which Katrina it is. There's several Katrinas I know. Is there a difference in a sadhu and a yogi or yogic sadhanas? Pretty much in one sense, it's not. Sadhu is who is engaging with the sadhana of self-liberation or salvation, either in a process of devotion or a process something to dedicate it with. Completely, his only aim is liberation and the sadhana engagement only. But it's very hard to find nowadays sadhus, Katrina. It's very hard to find it. Because if you have not understood your senses or the mischievous of your mind, you can do as many sadhanas as you like till you are not completely surrendered. Rituals are rituals. You can do the rituals day in, day out. You become a part of them. You have taken another habit of the senses. You have replaced the different rituals that you do day-to-day life with spiritual rituals. But must observe them as well. Till you 100% immerse into a sadhana, only dedication is a sadhana, nothing else in life. Even you get a food, not get food. Before Buddha got enlightenment, he was also a sadhu. He was doing sadhana for a salvation. That means a sadhu. His only important part in life is salvation. So his sadhana was a salvation or the liberation or the mukti of the sense limitation, the mind limitation, or karmic limitation. Yogic sadhana is another way to uniting the energy, the fluctuation that your mind find, the fraction in your sense relationship, you are also understanding the relationship to your senses, to your inner self, to your inner center. That is also a sadhana. But if you're asking me a question doing yoga practice for 1 hour a week, 2 hour a week, it will be classified as a yogic sadhana. I will not say that. I will say, yeah, it will help your physical body, it will help your day to day activity that you are engaged in, that might be useful with. But yogic sadhana, when you're completely dedicated to only to yogic practices and nothing else, it matters. Then you are doing practicing yogic sadhana. Yoga is not, there is another word, chitta vritti nirodha. The vrittis of a chitta, control of the vrittis of the chitta is the yoga. Actually not. Yoga starts when all the vrittis of a chitta have disappeared. That's when the yoga starts. Till then is all preparation to practice yoga. Did you get it what I'm saying? This is a Patanjali Yoga Sutra. I say the chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is a nirodha, means stopping the vrittis of a chitta. No. Process of controlling the vrittis of a chitta is not yoga. It is a process to reaching to the first step of yoga. When all the vrittis of a mind, the vrittis of a chitta is completely disappear, that's when the yoga starts. That's when you feel unified. Till then, you are constantly fighting with them. So you are actually not in a state of yoga. You are on process of reaching to God. So this is the path. You are on the journey of yoga. So yoga will only start when your mind comprehends. So yogic sadhana or yogi sadhana is another way to finding the liberation of your mind, finding the liberation from the limitation of your mind, either is emotional, mental, or physical. Trying to tap into your abundance nature and finding your inner center. The next question is I have, how to identify that someone is going in the right in the meditation. But I believe the question, Gaurav Sharma, I know your inner engineer being, which is probably Sadhguru's practice. But the question you are asking, how to identify that someone is going right in the meditation. I mean, possibly you mean somebody is going right progress in the meditation or practicing the correct practices, or somebody transforming or growing in the meditation practices. My friend, remember, meditation is not to make your life neerus, means joyless. It's supposed to bring abundance of joy to you. When you're meditating, at first early stage of your practice, if you are having more thoughts, more frequencies in while you are meditating, is first early baby steps. You are doing in the right path. You are going in the right direction. Remember, those thoughts are also available while you are not meditating. Only difference is while you are meditating, you became aware of them. Most people, I had somebody asking me a question once, why should I meditate? When I have more thoughts while I'm meditating, my mind is less busy while I'm not meditating. So I choose not to meditate. I say, how do you know, my friend? You are not even aware of your mind, how many thoughts you are having while you are not meditating. You only get to know some parts of your mind while your senses are a bit more closer to you. When you're trying to meditate, you are trying to connect with your mind, you get to see underlying activities that the mind is progressing, you're processing at that time. But when your mind is conscious, you're outward, you are not fully aware what your mind is processing, how you're going through it. So, first step of your meditation that you're going in the right direction. If you are having more thoughts, vivid visual thoughts during meditation, as long as you are not visualizing them, as long as you are not creating them, but you're observing them. Once you finish your meditation, if you feel lighter, little freer, joyous in your senses, and you are not feeling limited in connection to your senses. Remember, meditation is not a control of your senses. Meditation is liberation from your senses. The more you control your senses, you become a pressure cooker. Soon and later, you're about to explode. So understand the energy of the senses. You can get that through the meditation. Meditation should not become, your mind should not become slave to your senses. Meditation is freeing your mind. Every time you practice, you feel lighter. If you progress furthermore, it always leaves a little sweet taste, like madhu, like the amruta, you can call it, if you're meditating properly in your throat area. Can you imagine when your meditation becomes sweet, your life becomes sweet day to day. So when you are practicing meditation, Guru Sarma, there's several possibilities. This first stage of meditation is a kaya, the bodily engagement, where all the vrittis of the body, the physical pain, the physical discomfort, the posture discomfort, you are completely finding your peace with the body. You're not even gone away from the body, you are not even connected to your biochemical bioenergy in your body. You're not connected with the mind, or you're not even aware the frequency of your senses or the subtle awareness. You're more engaging how to find a comfort in a posture, how the mudra should be, how the posture should be, how the eyes should be. And you get tired, you readjust them, you get tired, you readjust them. Once your mind drops, whatever position you have given instruction to your mind to be in a meditative state, you remain, nothing changes. There's many monks have been found up in Tibet or in Ladakh. They mummified completely. They are in a meditative state, in same mudra, completely same expression. They left the body as it is, in meditative state. But nothing disturbs them. If you hear the stories in Puranas and Shastras, the one sage is meditating for thousands of years. Ants have come along, make the nest in the hairs. Bird have come along, make the nest in the hair. Hair have grown almost like a mile long. The nails are growing really wild, not eating, completely carcass. Even the termite mound have gone over it, but you are not disturbed from meditation. The lightning is happening, thunder happening, insects are crawling all over your body, rain is coming. But can you imagine? These stories looks really nice only in the books, saying that saint must have been very enlightened. But you get so discomfort from a little numbness in your foot. How can you meditate? Can you imagine these people finding a salvation and liberation? You get so little worried about little insect come near you, you get more concerned about it's going to crawl over you. And even little one hair comes in front of your face while you are meditating, you are so concerned, you're getting bothered by it every time it touching your face. So you want to adjust it, move it to a side. You can't meditate because you are right on the surface of looking for a comfort. And the bodily engagement, your mind have not descended even from the physical plane of your existence. This is the first stage. When the breath is during the meditation of the physical body stop bothering you, you can sit through it. The little pain happens. You know, every time you are meditating, the pain happens, you move, pain go away, you feel comfortable, the pain comes back again. You feel like, I may never be able to walk because my leg is so numb. I feel like completely paralyzed. Doctors will classify that as a blood circulation issue. May create a symbiosis or fibrosis problem or vein issues. My friend, this is a physical limitation. Once you have transcended from the physical plane, the physical pain is becomes non-existence because joy after that it comes is so immense that you do not want meditation to end. Even there is a pain, but it is giving you a joy, not the pain. So that is the one first example. Second example, then you start seeing colors, stars, demigods, siddhis, all those things coming to you. You're buying, having entertainment. Try to move from them as well. You're more connected with the mind. You start remembering what things you have to do, the things you have forgotten completely become a part of your unconscious mind. The karma, samskaras are sprouting, coming to the surface. You are going in the right direction, my friend. Keep going. There becomes a point that your breath becomes none the less existent. You go into a panic mode, you think that you are dead. You need to grasp for a breath, or you reach into the place where completely non-existence. You don't know where are you, who you are, losing your identity in a meditation. You become abundance. You're going in the right direction. Continue practicing. But that time, what happened? You go into a panic mode. You want to control the life. Because that's all you have done your whole life, control. You can't let go. And remember one thing, that you cannot control the life. No matter how hard you try. Never mind and when you are in meditation. Sometimes you go into meditation, controlled meditation. I want to have a specific outcome because I read about it. Not possible. Somebody else's experience you cannot recreate. You can watch it like a television. You can recreate the stories and scenery. You can project them, but you cannot have the same experience that somebody else had. It will be flavor to you. It will be your karmic flavor. So when you are meditating, learn to enjoy, my friend. If you do have any question, do ask next time. So I have one more question which I like to touch base, might take a bit more longer. Is a very dear student of mine who come regularly to the classes and practice. I am curious to know what Yogi's perspective is on the practice of yoga therapy as a mean of treating psychological and emotional difficulties. Is it necessary for yoga to be modified by the Western thinking in order to treat or heal some of these problems? I absolutely agree with you. Yoga is a magic. Therapies are logic. You're working with physical body, like you're working with somebody have calcium deficiency, you will give them a calcium, but you don't know how much body can absorb. The body have created calcium deficiency due to the certain other reasons. You top up with the calcium, but you might create other problems in the body. Similarly, with iron deficiency. So drop the logic. As long as you try to practice yoga with the logic, you have a limited progress. Yoga is magic. It has ability to heal your mental ability, mental, psychological, emotional, physical well-being. So my advice will be practice yoga within your given circumstances, what your body can comprehend, what your body is capable of doing. Rather than prescribing for 5 minutes, you do this posture, you get this benefit. My friend, yoga should be a balanced practice, not like a 5 minute, 10 minute practice or a specified to a certain element. That leads to a topic like people don't have the time. They just want to do yoga for hamstring stretch, or yoga for shoulders, yoga for buttocks, yoga for eyes, yoga for face looking young, yoga for I don't know. There's so many type of hybrid, unwanted, unnecessary concept people have created. In terms of capitalism, in terms of economy, yes, it is important to have a different segments, but if you're looking as a holistic approach to yoga, I do not believe or think that is necessary to specify or specialize unless somebody has severe ailment or health conditions. In that case, you do adapt. But make sure you still, when you have created yoga itself a therapy, you do not need, when you practice regular practices, your nervous system is stimulated, your central nervous system is stimulated, your circulatory system gets stimulated, your digestive system gets stimulated, your anatomy, physiology, physical existence gets stimulated. That start having impact on your subtle body. So what you need to do is just practice yoga within your given physical capacity, not over exaggerate, not try to hurt yourself, not try to injure yourself while you're practicing. Take the competition out of yoga and start practicing yoga and adapt as an individual. It becomes a therapy itself. Yoga, as I said, is a magic, can do wonders if you are doing a correct practice. If you're doing a practice with the right attitude, your right attitude during the practice, along with the lifestyle. So, Sima, Bunjan, as I said, you do not, yoga itself is therapy, but as per requirement of element of the people that need to be done, time is very limited. Why would I do a 2 hour practice or where I can just do the specific to just, I want a little face to be relaxed. I just want to do face yoga. It become a therapy to wrinkle free face muscle. I have a shoulder issue, which I don't. Some people, I have said one time, if I'm smoking, and somebody said, "Are you smoking, Yogi?" I said, "No, I'm just giving an example." If somebody has shoulder issue, why will they go along practicing entire body practice? This go along practicing yoga for shoulder, become a therapy. But you only seeing the problem on the shoulder, or in your arm, or in your leg. But this is a projected problem where the problem started is in your whole body, is part of your whole body. Arm is part of your whole body, leg is part of your whole body. What triggered that problem is have interconnected, intervene like a matrix of your body to your entire body. So you can't just go practice a certain element of the physical practice. You must do the whole body. And the psychological and emotional well-being, you can do any form of activities, yoga, meditation, pranayama, is automatically changing the memory or enhancing the prana level in your body, changing the memory cells, memory of yourself in the body is going to be beneficial and very productive. So, Shima, please, if you're teaching therapy, please continue. But I will personally will not recommend a specified practice. Just practice a holistic, complete practice for your body and adapt it with your physical ability. Mental ability, push it maximum as you can. Your mind is unlimited. Your limitation you have is only physical body. So on that note, that will be enough for today. Thank you everyone. If you have any question in the group, please do ask and drop your comment in the chat on YouTube. If you're watching afterward, I will like it. If you have any question, please, regarding this topic, you can always ask. We can talk about it again. And any other topic you like to talk, please do engage and share it with your friends if you found it interesting. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Thank you, Christosmos, Katrina, Oleg. Thank you, everybody on Zoom. On that note, namaste, everyone.